Okay, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are a new subscriber, welcome. First of all, this is going to be a storytime video about why I quit McDonald's. And I do cuss a lot in my videos. I cuss a lot. I don't know why, I don't ask. I do cuss a lot. So I'm going to try my best to not cuss as much in my videos. If I substitute a word, that's why. So anyway, well, first of all, y'all go follow me on all my social medias. I think I'm gonna post them maybe somewhere on the screen, but if not, I always put them under like every video, every time I do post. But yeah, so you know what? Enough talking. Let's just get straight into the video, straight into the tea, because I know some people have been waiting on this video. They've been waiting on me to spill the motherfucking tea. And so here it is. Here it is. This is gonna be on why the fuck I quit McDonald's. Now, this ain't just like, this wasn't just one whole event that just led into me being like, fuck y'all, and quitting. It was like a series of things, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a series of patterns and people doing weird-ish, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just start from the beginning. Why not? So I had been working at McDonald's since I was 16. McDonald's was my first job. Like every time, like throughout high school, when I would go back and get a job, because my parents, they didn't let me and my brother work during the school year. So we would have a summertime job, but then we would have to quit. But every time I got me a job, baby, it was at McDonald's. You feel me? And I grew a lot with McDonald's. You feel me? Like, I really did. I remember, like, I would work there. Like, when I was 16, 17 working there, y'all, I got bullied. They will punk the fuck out of you. Like, you can't have no thin skin working at McDonald's. I mean, it depends on the location you at, of course. But the particular ones in my area that I worked at, it's a little rough. You feel what I'm saying? Like, especially, yeah, it's a little rough around the edges. So if you got thin skin or if you act like a punk, like if you come off like a punk, people gonna treat you like a punk. Like, I'm sorry. So, boy, when I worked at McDonald's, like, I was a punk ass bitch. I was a punk ass bitch. Like, the managers would talk to me like shit. Like, everybody would just talk to me like shit. But at that time, I was the type, like, I would go home, and to be honest, this is not to bash nobody, but I would literally go home and my parents were talking to me like shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like being a kid and growing up with, you know, your parents disrespecting you, talking to you crazy, but at the same time, they feel like you can't talk to me crazy. Like, you cannot defend yourself, because if you defend yourself, that's disrespectful. And then, of course, you get a whooping or degraded even more. So I didn't realize until I got older that the fact that I experienced that throughout my childhood, that's what molded me as I got older. So since my parents talked to me like shit and I thought I had to take it, I got so used to that. I would go out into the real world and people would treat me like shit. And I thought everything was all good. I'm like, y'all kind of used to this shit. Like, you know, I didn't realize it was better. Like, I didn't realize it was like, you know what? People don't have to talk to you. Like, you don't have to take that person shit. You don't have to let these people talk to you crazy. Like, for what? So anyway, now that I got that out of the way, yeah, so I got bullied in McDonald's, y'all, when I first started working there, and I was like 16, 17. But when I came back this time, like, as a grown-up, who? Bully who? Bitch, what? Bully who? Yeah, it ain't never get no bully. So anyway, I was running shit. I ain't gonna cap. I was running shit. I was just playing. I wasn't no manager or nothing, but I was having my way a little bit. Not too much, not too much. Let me tell you about the interviewing and the hiring process. So first of all, I had got my interview with the head manager, so the GM at the time. It was the general manager. It was this white woman. She had this bob or whatever. She don't need no name. She not part of the story, but yeah. So I had my interview with her because I was supposed to have it with this other manager. McDonald's is the type of job, it's like a lifetime job. Like, you could always go and get your job back at McDonald's. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you down and out need some money type shit, like, you could always go back. So some people, you will meet them and they literally been working at McDonald's for like 15 years. 20 years, like a long ass time. So I was supposed to have I was supposed to have my interview with this other manager, and she was actually my manager from when I was like 16, 17. I think she actually had hired me. And so I loved that. I was like, oh, okay, period. But I ain't gonna say her name, but she cool, I guess. But I ended up not having it with her. I had it with the general manager, right? So she did my interview, but I told her, I was like, look, I had to leave like in the past because I was like, you know, I was unstable and stuff as far as living, like I was moving around. So I was like, I'm stable now, but I actually have my own apartment. So I was like, so I'm gonna need to be able to make enough to cover like all my expenses, like as far as like living and stuff like that. So that's how I explained to her. And she was like, yeah, like she was like, you know what, I got you. Like you say you got experience. You've been working here since you was 16. Like I got you. She was like,
I'm gonna pay you $13 an hour.
Right? She was like, I'm gonna pay you $13 an hour. So, and keep that shit in mind. Keep that shit in mind. So this was, actually, I was already seeing red flags throughout the job, like in general. But y'all know it's always gonna be red flags in a job. Like, you know, it's just a job. Like, you know what I'm saying? But the major red flag, like the major key, my nigga, like this shit right here had me effed up for real. This ish had me effed up. Because, this whole time, like, you feel me? Maybe about 4 or 5 months go by. 4 or 5 months go by. And I'm thinking I'm making $13 an hour. Why? Because I did my interview with the general manager and that's what she told me, right? Oh, okay. But this is where I fucked up at. First of all, word on the street was people was not getting paid the amount that they are supposed to be being paid. Like that was the word on the street because everybody, it was like 2 or 3 people was coming back. They was like, yo, tell me why I just checked my stuff and I'm not making the hourly wage that I thought I was and da-da-da. So I was like, oh, word? Like we all just sit up here talking. You feel me? You know how coworkers just be talking and shit. So what's her name? Miss Michelle. Miss Michelle was this older black woman, right? So Miss Michelle was like, yeah, she was like, yeah, you just, all you gotta do is go in the office and ask them to pull up your wages and they'll do it. They're gonna show you on the computer. So I was like, okay. So I went in the office, you feel me? Ooh, my general manager, I gotta give her a name.
What's up, y'all? I'm editing again, of course. Yes, I look like shit. My hair not even done. I'm holding it together like it's a ponytail. It's not. But, I just wanted to make this very clear. I'm not talking about the woman I was describing in the beginning as the short white woman with the bob. I'm not talking about her. This is a completely different general manager, and I'm going to go into detail about her as I continue the story. Just wanted to let y'all know so y'all didn't get confused.
Who we gonna name her? We gonna name her Kelly. That's the name of my general manager. Her name gonna be Kelly in this story. I'm gonna tell you how Kelly was as a general manager. And Kelly really had me fucked up at the end of this story. Like, close to while I was quitting, she really had me fucked up on some shit. But I was like, you know what, whatever. But I'm gonna just tell you about how she would treat, like, the employees and stuff and how she would just act on a daily. First of all, on a friend, like, not even on a friend, but say we was in school, right? And I had a class with Kelly. Kelly would have been cool as fuck. Kelly would have been cool as fuck. Because Kelly, first of all, she pretty. She funny. You feel me? She funny as fuck. Like, she always had me weak. And she cool. Like, and she hood. Like, she got that hood about herself. Like, you could, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she hood. So I was like, you know, I fuck with Kelly. Kelly, you feel me? Oh, if we was at school, like, if that was, like, my classmate, you know, you gotta go to school. So, of course, I gotta come to school. I gotta see her. So, I'm like, okay, yeah, she's straight. But as a general manager, my nigga, bro, she was so disrespectful. So disrespectful. Kelly would sit up there and just talk to you any type of motherfucking way. And I ain't gonna cap. Because sometimes I did get, like, you feel me, I got an attitude or I got in my little moves where I wasn't fucking with nobody. Like, everybody was just aggravating me. And so I had done, you feel me? I had done got slick with her too. Sometimes she ain't say nothing. But on like majority of the time, bro, like even when she would talk to like other coworkers, she would treat us like her slaves, bro. She called me a slave one time. It was a joke. We was laughing. And let me tell you, Kelly, they say she black and Puerto Rican. I don't know about the black. She probably is black and Puerto Rican. I don't know, but I know she Puerto Rican and she hood. So yeah. So anyway, yeah, the bitch, she called me a fucking slave. You feel me? And I was just like, like, part of me felt like, bitch, that's really how you feel. Like, I feel like that's really how you see us for, because she the general manager, so it's like she could tell everybody what to do. Like, she could tell the managers what to do. She could tell the employees what to do. And then she actually got transferred from this other store. Let me tell y'all, let me put y'all on, because she got transferred from this other store, like, that was, like, down the street from the McDonald's that we was working at now, bro. And she was, like, a regular manager. But when she got transferred, they made her general manager because our general manager had to leave. So I remember before she came to our store, she was working at her old store, right? And my old homegirl had worked for her. Like, she was working third shift over there at that McDonald's. And even then, like, and that shit happened like maybe a year ago, maybe two, some shit like that. All she would talk about was like, she'd be like, yeah, I got a manager, her name Kelly, she lazy as hell. Like, all she want to do is go sit back there in the office. Like, she don't want to help us. Like, that's it. That's all she want to do. And so when she came over to our store and I found out, I was like, oh yeah, that's that same girl like my homegirl was telling me about. I was like, damn. But when she came in, she was acting kind of cool at first. Like, you know how people try to put on that first, hey guys, what's your name? Girl, bye, you hood as fuck. Like, stop playing. So yeah, so she was kind of cool at first, getting to know everybody. But anyway, so long story short, Kelly was in the office and I came in there, I asked Kelly, I said, Kelly, can you pull up on the computer how much I make an hour? So she already knew it was some shit, because I ain't never came back there and asked her no shit like that. So she was like, wow, what you done heard? And I was like, word on the street is people not making what they think they making. I just want to see what I'm making. And she was like, how much you think? She was like, how much you think you making before I show you? And I was like, 13. She was like, yeah, you not making 13. I was like, nah. I was like, nah, because when I got hired, and basically I just got to telling her and explaining to her what happened, like with the general manager, and when she did my interview, what we agreed on. So what she did was she pulled up, like, basically when you get hired on at McDonald's, they make you sign this agreement, and the agreement has the hourly wage that you agreed to. And like I told y'all, remember I said I don't read none of the paperwork. I don't read none of that shit. So of course I didn't read my agreement. Tell me why she pulled up the agreement and I signed for $12.
You stupid.
Y'all, I signed for $12 fucking dollars. Like, and learn from my mistake. If you're young out here and you're getting like, if like, you know, you're starting your new jobs, or even if you're 16 and you're trying to find your first job, read the paperwork. Like, you don't have to read all of it, but at least skim through it. And ask your employer, like, is there agreement that I have to sign on? Is this the agreement that I need to sign on? And see what your wages is and make sure, because it doesn't matter what y'all said sitting down there at that table face to face. When you sign your name on a document, literally that don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that woman could have told me like, okay, yeah, I got you. Like, you're going to be making $20 an hour. But the fact that I signed my name on that agreement for 12, that don't mean shit that she told me that. You feel me? So I kind of had to charge that to the game. And I was working there for 4 months, y'all. So anyway, back to the story. So she told me that shit. Y'all know I was hot. Y'all know I was motherfucking hot. Y'all know I was mad. So, so who I was in there, so it was Kelly, and then it's the general manager, and it was the assistant general manager, right? What we gonna name her? Because that was my girl. Fire. Because, ooh, I was about to tell y'all, like, because her hair was but I feel like that's giving too much information. But I don't know, maybe she might not mind if I don't know. But assistant general manager is fire because her hair was red, it was pretty. That was my bitch right there, and she was so pretty and motherfucking thick. was my dog right there. So anyway, so Fire, and then who else was in there? It was another man. Oh, bro, she funny as fuck. That was my bitch. We're gonna call her Carrie. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. So it was me, Kelly, Fire, and Carrie in the office. So we all in the office sitting there talking. So, you know, Fire had my back. You feel me? I'm gonna say that. Fire had my back. She was like, yeah, she know how to do everything. Cause she's the one, Fire's the one that taught me how to do the grill and stuff. Like, cause at first I just knew how to do customer service, like front counter, back booth, shit like that. But she was, one day she put me on, she was like, hey, you want to get on the grill? And she told me that shit. And ever since then, bitch, I want to get on the motherfucking grill, period. Yeah. So Fire was just telling Kelly, she was like, yeah, we might as well like change her pay because she know how to do everything in the store. Like, you know, she's a good worker, like, da-da-da. So Kelly was like, okay, y'all, I got you. She was like, I'm gonna change it for you. I'm gonna let you know. Let me just tell y'all what happened with that. So, I'm working, days is going by, but I already knew it was gonna be some bullshit. Like, I already knew, like, I was gonna have to come back and keep asking them, like, about it, because Kelly, like I told you, like, Kelly, I ain't gonna say she was not no good general manager, because Kelly wasn't no good general manager, because she'll tell you some shit, but then she'll like, she don't follow through with it. Like, or and then it's like, you'll come and ask her about it. And sometimes she'll be cool and she'll be like, oh, my bad, I just forgot, I got you. But she probably gonna forget again after that too. You probably will have to come back again and ask her, hey, like, did you do that? Or she also the type, she would get a fucking attitude. And I can't stand that shit. I can't stand that shit, bro. Like, you say you gonna do something for me and this something like my pay, like, you feel me, like my money type shit, and you say you're gonna do it, then you didn't do it, so I come ask you like, hey, what about that? And you have an attitude, that's that shit that pisses me the fuck off. That's that shit that pisses me off. And I feel like if you act like that, you should not be no general manager. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Nobody should have to go through all of that shit and all of that drama to get some shit that you already need to have done. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody should have to do that. Like, that shit's crazy. So, anyway, so that happened. So days was going by. And next thing I know, Fire, she called me into the office, right? She was like, yeah, change that pay for you. And you're going to be making this amount a year. And you're making, basically she told me, she was like, you're making $13.11. You're making $13.11. And yeah, we changed your pay and da da da. Now, keep in mind, she was like, I'm making $13.11 now instead of $12. Y'all, tell me why the fuck. Probably about a week, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know how much time went by. I'm at the crib. It's time for me to decide what bills to pay. I already really wasn't making enough to cover everything, but the important bills got paid, period. The fuck. Let me tell you, because I got paid on the little pay card thing, right? I got paid on the little pay card shit. So, of course, when they send money to your pay card, it sends you like a text. I used to have it set up to where they would send me a text on how much like my balance was, so how much like, you know, I got paid. So my phone was off at that time because, child, like I told you, shit was not getting taken care of. So my phone was off, and so I couldn't get that little message to tell me how much was on my pay card when I got paid. So all I knew was, bitch, I got money on here. So all I know was I got up that morning and I had went and put gas in my car because I needed gas. And I put like $40 in there, and then after that, I went and I paid my phone bill. Now, I actually paid my phone bill in a bit, so I paid it online. My phone bill was like $100-something. So I knew exactly how much I was spending. Like, I didn't know how much I had, but I knew how much I spent, right? Y'all, I was supposed to go up to Verizon and cuss they bitch asses out because I had looked at my next bill. After I had paid the one I was overdue, I looked at my next bill and that shit was $200. $200 motherfucking dollars. I could barely pay the $140 and y'all gonna bust my shit up to $2-something. Anyway, so I went up there to Verizon And then the whole time, tell me why they wouldn't even open yet. And so they wasn't gonna open up till like 30 minutes. And I was like, I ain't finna sit in this damn parking lot. There was people standing outside and shit. I was like, I'm not about to stand in this parking lot. So I was like, you know what? Let me go by the bank real quick. Like, you know, I like to go by the ATM, you know, check my balance, take some money out, whatever. Tell me why I pull up at the ATM and I slid that little bitch ass card through and I check my balance and my balance said about 50 something dollars left in my shit.
Bitch, what?
50 something dollars left. I said, so you mean to tell me I done put gas in my car and pay my phone bill and I only got $50 left? And I've been busting my ass. And around that time, like, we was short of staff real bad. Like, it's like sometimes we'll be staffed up, but then we'll go through where, like, we don't got nobody because people don't want to come into work and shit. So I was working hard. Y'all, I was busting my ass for real. I was tired. Like, I was ready for my off days. I swear to God, for real. So I'm like, nah, bro, ain't no way. I've been busting my ass like this. I'm tired as fuck. Every time I turn around, I'm at fucking work. Like, you feel me? Ain't no way. Like, nah, hell nah, something not right. So I had pulled out my handy dandy calculator and I started calculating shit. Y'all. And so the math, it was not fucking mathing. It was not mathing. So by the time I had added everything up, my check was only like $240 something dollars. Y'all, usually my check be about $380. Like, that was like a normal check. That was like a regular check. $380 compared to $250, bitch. Nah, that's short. Y'all short some. Fuck is you talking about? So you best believe I skirted off from the fucking bank and I was one way to McDonald's. I was one fucking way. So, and I ain't gonna cap. I wasn't expecting to go in there because I did look crazy as hell. I think I probably had on some sweatpants with some slides with no socks on, toes out and crusty, and a t-shirt on. Like, I don't even remember what the fuck I had on, but I went there looking crazy. I didn't give a fuck because I was pissed. I was pissed off. So, and then plus, like I told you, keep in mind, like, y'all have raised my pay to $13.11. So I was like, ain't no way my checks decrease. That sounds stupid. Y'all raised my pay, but my checks decreased? Nah. So I was up there and then I saw Kelly. No, I saw Fire first. So I saw Fire and I was like, yo, Fire, where Kelly at? And so Fire was like, oh, she right there. And so that's when Kelly had came over. Kelly was on Joke Time and she do be on Joke Time sometimes. But bitch, I was not joking at that time. I was pissed. So she come over to me, she talking about something. She gonna look down at my feet talking about something.
Not you got the toes out.
And I was like, I'm so goddamn mad right now. And this is like my real words, y'all. I really said this shit. I was like,
I'm so goddamn mad right now. I don't give a fuck how I'm looking.
So Fire was like, calm down, cause she know when I'm getting mad, like, whoo, when I get mad, I just be, woo. So, yeah, so Fire was just telling me, she was like, chill, like, what's wrong, like, what happened? She was trying to talk to me. I was telling her, I was like, I just did this, that, and the third. I paid this, but I was like, I went by the bank and my check was this amount. And I was like, ain't no way that my check was that amount because, I'm just basically telling her. And so I pull my phone out and I'm like, pull up my check stubs. Like, you feel me? Like, I tell Kelly, I'm like, pull up my check stubs. Cause I needs to see this shit. And the reason I told her to pull up my check stubs, cause I know y'all probably like, why you ain't just do it? It's because I didn't know how. She installed this shit on my phone, like she did it herself. You feel me? So I wasn't there and I was working while she was doing it. So I didn't see like how she did it. She just showed me like, okay, you have this available on your phone now. Like, okay, you can see your check stubs and shit, but I didn't know how. So that's why I came up there. I'm like, yeah, show me the Carfax, bitch. Like, show me the motherfucking Carfax. You feel me? So, yeah. So, bruh, so they got my phone. They looking through it. They like, Kelly ass, she was pissing me off because this bitch was laughing. I'm not, like, ain't shit funny right now. Like, ain't shit funny right now. She gonna say, it look like your phone off, and hand it back to me. I snatched my shit. I was like, y'all can't do it on the Wi-Fi? Y'all can't do it on the Wi-Fi? So she took my phone back, and then y'all, like I told you, I had paid my phone bill earlier that day. So my phone was actually, you know, God is good. My phone actually started turning back on as they was looking through my phone. Like when I handed it back, because she was like, oh, did you pay your phone bill? Cause your phone cutting back on. Like that shit was crazy, right? So anyway, so my phone was cutting back on, so the shit was working. So she got to, you know, trying to pull the shit up, And so she pulled me into the playland. Now the playland we had an indoor playland in our store. So you can't hear nothing. So that's what we would go to talk and stuff like that. So she was like, yeah, come here in the playland because you a little turned up right now. And we just need you to calm down. So I went in the playland with her. And I ain't gonna count, I was pacing back and forth because I'm hurt. So I'm like, bro, like, so what? So what it say? So I'm like, because ain't no way y'all just changed my pay and I'm still making the same amount. Tell me why. She said,
Yeah, your pay ain't get changed.
and so I'm like, she said, you make $12.11. I make $12.11 is what you tell me. So you mean to tell me I got called in the office and they told me I was making $13.11. But come to find out on payday, I'm only making $12.11. So I ain't gonna cap y'all, and I could be like a little crazy. I think I get this shit from my mama, because my mama used to always think people was trying to be funny. But after that, like when she told me that shit, I felt like motherfuckers was trying to be funny. I ain't gonna cap, and I could be wrong, like about that, and I could have just been seeing like, but I felt like motherfuckers was really trying to be funny. Because how you tell me you raised my pay $1.11, and she pull up my check stubs and my pay was only raised $11. That's that shit that pisses me off. That's that shit that pisses me the fuck off. Because why is you playing in my face? Why the fuck is you playing in my face? You told me you was gonna change my pay. Kelly sat her ass up there in that chair and told me, yeah, I got you, I'm gonna raise your pay. Y'all give me 11-cent raise. Bitches, you trying to be funny. That shit had me hot. So I looked at her, bro, you know what? And like this how you know when you pissed off for real? Because you don't even when you don't even want to show your ass and do the most real quick. You get calm on their ass because you just want to get the fuck up. You just want to get the fuck out of there. And that's what I was on. When she told me that shit, I was like, all right, you know what, Kelly? I appreciate y'all. For real. And I fucking left. But she knew it was some shit because she texted me. I think she called me. If she texted me or she called me and she was like, what'd she say? She was like, oh, are you coming back? You seem like you were upset. Bitch, don't fucking talk to me. So, yeah, so that was major red flag right there. And I had actually quit, but then I had came back. Because tell me why the fuck I quit, y'all. Damn, I don't want this story time to be too long. I'm probably going to make a separate story time about this. Y'all know I got story times for days. I'm probably going to make a separate story time about this. But tell me why, bro. I had an interview for this job, bro. And it was a really good job. It was an amazing job. Went in for that job, didn't get the opportunity. But I might do a story time on why I did not get that opportunity, because it was honestly some shit for real. It was some shit for real. But we ain't going to get into it because I don't want this story time to be out the ass neither. So, what was that? So, I ended up not getting a job. And so, bitch, I ain't had no job. So, I was like, let me slide back in there real quick. You feel me? I was like, let me slide back in there. So, I had started back working there again. Fucking hated it. Like, I thought I was going to be kind of happy coming back because I was like, you know, I be missing stuff. Like, I got attachment issues. So, I thought I was going to be like, hey, I'm back here. But got there, fucking hated it. And then they had me on second shift for all the kids. That shit was hell my first day back. I was like, damn. So as time went on, I started working there again. I was just working there and I got like I was still filling out job applications, but I wasn't getting no calls back. And I was really, like I said, like missing out on that job opportunity I had. Like I really thought I had it in the bag, you guys. Like I really did. But I didn't get it, so that kind of really discouraged me. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I deserve this shitty ass job. But that's not true. You don't never deserve like the bottom of the barrel. Like just go find better. Didn't get the job. Started working at McDonald's again. Now this was the shit that made me fucking quit for real. Like real shit. Now this was the shit that really made me quit for real. Tell me why the fuck one day, y'all. One day I'm at work. They had me in back booth. Now, look, let me tell you, I'm gonna put y'all on. Y'all know how y'all say y'all come to McDonald's and the bitches in the window be having a nasty ass attitude? And I could be wrong, but from my experience of working at McDonald's, I have realized that sometimes if people have a nasty ass attitude while they're at work or like wherever they're at, it's because they're doing something they don't want to fucking do. Like, that's what it is. Like, the managers got them like in the same spot, or they done ask the manager like, hey, can I do something else? Like, can we rotate? And that manager like be 9 times out of 10 lazy as fuck, don't want to change the drawers out, or just don't want to ask nobody else to go back there, because literally like a lot of times nobody wants to do back booth. Like 9 times out of 10 you would not catch a manager on back booth. They're gonna have a crew member on back booth, and that should really tell you something for real. If the managers barely even want to do back booth, that should really take something. And then they sit up there, well, it's because the manager gotta be on the floor to run the shift. First of all, baby, I done seen the managers on the grill. You can't run no shit from the grill. Matter of fact, and if it's enough crew members on the floor, the manager's gonna have their ass in the fucking office sitting down. That's the real spill. They're gonna have their asses right in the fucking office, sitting down, talking, giggling, fucking laughing, while you up there busting your ass. That's the real shit. So it's like, and to be honest, the office, the way the store was set up, the office was right next to back booth, like they both back there in the same area. So bitch, you might as well. The managers might as well do back booth if you gonna sit your ass down in the office. Oh, okay then. But we ain't gonna talk about it. So anyway, yeah, so they had me back there on back booth, and I fucking hated back booth. Like, I hated when they had me back there. Like, that shit was aggravating as fuck, and they knew I hated that shit, but they still put me back there, so I'm like, yeah, I bet. So, all I know is, bro, I think the line was packed. The line was probably packed or something, because we had a second speaker and then we had a first speaker. But you could order at both speakers. Both speakers work, but I prefer you to pull up to the first speaker, because if I take orders on the first speaker and the second speaker, a lot of times, like if the line is not backed up, they gonna keep stopping at that second speaker instead of pulling all the way up. And if that one car stops at that second speaker and 2 more cars pull up, it's kind of like they're gonna be backed up instead of you just pull up to the first speaker, baby. It's okay. But anyway, we're not gonna talk about it. So long story short, this woman, she pulled up to my speaker and immediately had the motherfucking energy. When I say she immediately had the energy, she pulled up to my speaker blanking. So she pulled up to my speaker and she like, what she say? She was like,
does y'all back speaker not work? Does y'all back speaker not work?
and I'm like, well, first, I ain't gonna cap, I did. I said, no, ma'am, it doesn't. I hate when they be sitting up there talking to the speaker, ain't nobody saying nothing, but they steady talking. That's stupid. So I told her, I said, no, it doesn't work. And she gonna say,
well, y'all need to put a sign on there. Cause I done gave my order about 3 times and ain't nobody said nothing.
Bitch, what? Bitch, what?
So I'm like, well, ma'am. And you know what? Because I talked to my managers and they said maybe I shouldn't have asked that woman that. But I don't give a fuck. I ain't gonna lie, I straight up asked that woman. I said, well, ma'am, why would you sit up there and talk to a speaker and ain't nobody done said nothing to you? So she got mad. I guess like that pissed her off. So she was like, why are you talking to me like that? Like, I ain't even really saying like, y'all, I did blank on this woman. Don't get me wrong, I did turn up on her ass. I sure did. I sure did. I turned up on her. But in that moment, I wasn't turning up. That was like a legitimate question. Because why would you sit up there and give your order multiple times and ain't nobody said shit to you? Comment down below. If you care to motherfucking share, comment down below if that shit makes sense to you. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? Okay. Anyway, so I asked that woman that and that shit pissed her off. She was like, why are you talking to me like this? I said, bro, I forgot. I don't remember the exact dialogue, y'all. I'm going to just throw some shit together. She was like, why are you talking to me like this? I want to speak to the manager. I was like, well, the manager ain't here. And she was like, well, I don't want to come in here. And I was like, well, then you don't want to speak to the manager. Then like I started turning up, like this is where I started turning up on her and shit. And she gonna say, you not gonna talk to me like this in front of my kids. I'm like, bitch, you not gonna talk to me like this in front of your kids. What the fuck? Like, I'm blanking on this woman. I'm blanking on this bitch because she got me fucked up. So y'all tell me why the fuck I look on the camera, because if you in back booth, it's like a screen right there and this camera's out there so you can see like the cars and shit. Tell me why I'm blanking on this woman and I look up in the camera and my GM done pulled in, like she like pulling in the parking lot, you feel me? And as she was pulling in the parking lot, she so happened to hear me turning up on this woman in the drive-thru, right? So she stopped, like, I literally watched her truck, like her truck sitting right there, like listening, watching us go back and forth on the speaker, right? But tell me why I ain't even give a fuck. Tell me why I ain't give a fuck. Like, see, if I had some sense, I would have shut the fuck up. If I had some sense, I would have just like let her have it. But I ain't had no sense. First I was pissed the fuck off. I fucking hate this job. And this bitch got me fucked up because ain't no way you gonna come to my speaker giving me the energy when I give you the energy back. Now it's, oh, you're not gonna talk to me like that in front of my kids. Look, Karen, I don't give a fuck. Anyway, yes, it was a Karen. It was a white woman. Yes, you already know. So anyway, yeah, so my manager, she out there looking, she out there watching. I don't give a fuck. I'm still turning, I'm blinking. Every time she say something bad, because bitch, go ahead, pull around. She like, I'm about to pull around. I don't give a fuck. That's on you. So by that time, before the woman even was able to pull around, because she had cars in front of us, like we was actually jumping at this time period. So she had cars in front of us or whatever. And so by that time, I'm gonna give this bitch a name, bro. She a manager too, but she came from another store. I cannot, to this day, I cannot stand this bitch. I ain't even gonna cap. I ain't even gonna cap to you. To this fucking day, I cannot stand this bitch. We gonna give her a name. Chloe. We gonna call this heifer Chloe. This is why I could not stand Chloe. Because Chloe was nosy as fuck. If you work with me, you gonna know exactly why. Chloe ass was nosy than a motherfucker. Now let me tell you, because when I first met Chloe, I thought Chloe was the cutest. I thought she was so fucking cool. Like her style, she was like, she used to, when I first saw her, she had her hair, it was in braids. Like she had the box braids and they were like purple and shit. And one time she came in and she had like the platform Converse and shit. So I was peeping her style because I was like, I was kind of peeping her style because I liked it. Like that's the kind of style I like. So that was like, I was like, ooh, I really like that about her. I like making friends that are like, so I thought she was cool. Long story short, I thought she was cool. I'm not going to go too much into detail, but long story short, I became friends with this girl that worked at the store that she came from. So keep in mind, Chloe, okay, let me tell you about Chloe and Kelly. Chloe and Kelly were tight, but Chloe was not a general manager. Chloe was a regular manager, but they were still close, right? They both came from the same store that was down the street. That one I was telling y'all about, they both came from that store. Now, Chloe came to work at our store for like, I guess a couple months or whatever, because we had a manager on leave. So she came to work, she came to fill in. Or she knew the girl that I became friends with. Y'all, tell me why the fuck, like, shit just got weird. Shit just got weird as fuck between me and her. Like, personally, and I could be wrong, but I felt like Chloe had a crush on the girl that I became friends with. This is why I say that. Because every time Chloe saw me, that's all she would ask about. Should I give her a name? This gonna piss me off. This gonna piss me off. Because I don't even want to talk about her for real. Anyway, yeah, so I feel like she liked the girl because me and her were friends. She would always ask me about the girl. So at first, I didn't see nothing about it. I would just answer the questions. But then, I'm the type of person, if you keep coming to me, asking me personal shit, I'm going to get pissed off. If I don't know you like that and you keep, because I'm going to feel like you trying to be nosy. And don't get me wrong, I'm nosy too, bitch. I'm all for the tea. But the way I'm nosy is, I wait for somebody to come and tell me, like, if you get into some shit, you want to, girl, let me put you on, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, girl, what happened? But to go and to be in people's face and to be asking them their motherfucking business and they personal shit, like, oh, what you be doing outside of work and all this shit, I would never. Fuck I look like. Fuck I look like. So that's the type of shit she would keep asking me. And so I caught on that bitch, you only in my face because you trying to see what's up. Like, you're being nosy. She was basically being nosy on, like, how cool me and my new friend was or whatever the case may be. That shit was lame as fuck because, bitch, you a manager. You need to mind your business. So, anyway, I started blocking Chloe because I realized she was kind of fake. Like, she wasn't really my friend. Like, she just would talk to me because she wanted to, like, know business. Like, know the tea or whatever. And it's like, bitch, there's no tea. Like, the fuck? So Chloe came back there and put me in the office. She was like, yeah, you need to go in the office, sit down. I got this, that. So I'm guessing that Shaylin had called Chloe and told her, like, oh, Taylor is in the drive-thru cussing this woman out. Da, da, da. So, yeah. So I'm in the office. I'm sitting down there or whatever. And then that's when Chloe finally came in there. When she talked to the woman, when she put up to the window, then she came back there. She was like, yeah, you got to go home. And, like, I mean, that was fine with me. Like, I ain't going to care because, bitch, I be ready to go to fuck home. Like, when I be at work, and it's like, I be trying to stay, like, I be trying to get that overtime, but I barely be wanting to stay till the actual time it's time for me to get off, and I hate that shit. But anyway, that's besides the point. She was like, yeah, you gonna have to go home. So when she said that shit, I was like, all right. Like, it was good with me. I was still mad, though, because the whole situation, I was pissed off about that woman. So I had, like, an attitude, but when she said go home, I was, I'm straight. All right, what you talking about? So, but, like, the thing, this what pissed me off, like, about her. She gonna say, so I got up, like, I'm about to leave out. She gonna say, but wait, let me talk to you. She was like, yeah, so what happened? Like, next time, don't do that. Like, the bitch sitting up there trying to talk to me, and it's like, my thing is, I don't want to hear that right now. Like, I understand you the manager. Like, I understand you a manager, and you got to go through your little spiel or whatever the fuck. I don't want to hear that right now. You should have said all this, then told me go home. Now that you done told me, baby, I could go home, I'm about to leave. Shut the fuck up talking to me. Like, that shit was pissing me off because every time I kept trying to walk out, she was like, no, come here. Bitch, then I just tell y'all ass like I'm about to leave. Like, y'all. So goddamn, bro, I finally walked out. I was like, Uncle fuck. And then everybody like, you know, because them all niggas like, they like, they'll tell you what happened. Like, you better go home. Like, bro, hey, y'all like, fuck this shit, bro. That's why I'm about to start my new job. Anyway, like, that's why I told my niggas 5 o'clock down. Give a fuck. So she's sitting up there. Yeah, bitch, fuck you talking about. I don't care about none of that shit. So, boom, I clocked down. I left or whatever, and so tell me I'm at the crib chilling, I look at my phone, it's a missed call from Kelly. It's a missed call from Kelly. And so she like, damn, I know this story time gonna be long as fuck. So anyway, this story gonna be long as hell. I don't give a fuck. But this is why I ended up quitting. It's almost over. With. So boom, I come home, baby. I had a call from Kelly, child. She talking about something. No, then she texted me and she was like, give me a call back when you get a chance, right? So boom, I called her back. She was like, but let me tell you, because keep in mind, I told y'all this bitch was ratchet. We get on the phone, hello? Oh yes, hold on. I was going to join this call. Oh shit, I said his name. She was trying, okay, Kelly is the general manager, but there's a manager on top of her, and I'm gonna get him his name. We're gonna call him Billy. So she get on the phone, she like, yes, Billy has to join this call, so I'm gonna give you a call back at 3 o'clock, and make sure you answer because Billy's going to be on the call. Right then and there, red flags, bitch. Because that heifer ain't never got on the phone to talk to me like that. Never. So I was like, so this bitch got her professional voice on, so this must be serious. And then when she said Billy had to get on the call with us, that's how I knew this was some shit. So I was like, So long story short, fast forward, me, Kelly, and Billy got on the phone. Now, keep in mind, I ain't never had no problem with Billy. Like, I always thought Billy was cute. Like, I was like, oh, Billy. And he was always super nice to me. He was kind of like a dickhead because everybody else ain't fucking like him. Like, they would talk shit about him. They'd be like, fuck that nigga Billy. Like, he a bitch. Da-da. But Billy was always cool with me. Like, Billy, every time he saw me, he would speak. Like, and I speak. And I ain't never see him, be that nice to other people. Like, some people he would, but he was kind of a bitch, but not to me. So I always was cool with Billy. But until we got on that motherfucking call. So let me tell y'all what happened. So we all on the call. Now, remember I told you would have her professional voice on. That's where she fucked up at. I keep saying these people's names. Remember I told you Kelly had her professional voice on when she got on the call, right? So, baby, I put my professional voice on. You not about to catch me lacking. What you thought this was? So we all on the call. I'm like, hello, yes. So Billy was basically like, yes, I had a complaint about a customer came through the drive-thru and they said that something happened, and I just wanted to call you and get your side of what happened. So I get to tell him, I'm like, well, yes, Billy. This woman came through the drive-thru and she was very upset because she was speaking to the second speaker and nobody was talking back. And I had to tell her, so, I'm not going to run through it because I just told y'all what happened. So basically, I told him what happened, but I told him very mild detail, all of that. Like, it wasn't, like, the way I told y'all, ghetto, like, kind of how it really happened. I said, we got into it, you feel me? I used big words and shit. I cleaned it up real good. I sure did, because my thing was, first of all, I got on her professional voice, and that's what pissed me off about it, because Kelly knows how to act. Kelly knows how to be professional and to be like, to be a good general manager. Because when Billy is around her boss, that's how she acts. And my thing is, you need to be like that, if not 100% of the time, at least 90% of the time. You need to be professional like that. Like, you feel me, all the time, not just in front of your manager. Because any other time you talking to us like shit. You treating us like shit. You pissing us off. You making us upset. But when you get in front of him, you want to go by the book and stuff. And it's like, you need to do that all the time. Don't wait for some stuff to hit the fan and for some stuff to blow up for you to, okay, yes, I'm going to deal with this. We're going to handle this. No. Because any other time you act like you do not care. Like, if it don't have nothing to do with you, you do not give a fuck. You don't care about nobody but yourself. She had her professional voice on. I did mine too. But tell me why Billy, he kept trying to ask me. He was like, this was the words he kept using. I felt like things happened a little more intense than how you describing them. But y'all, the way I was describing this stuff, like, I was literally answering all his questions. It's just that I wasn't telling it like, oh, I said this, that, and the third. I was like, da da da. I was being very professional, and I felt like the fact that I was speaking in that tone and in that manner, he didn't take me serious. But it's like, my thing is, Kelly does not talk like that. And then because it was me and Billy talking most of the conversation, but Kelly kind of butted into. Actually, Billy had asked Kelly a question, right? Let me tell you what happened. So when I got to the part where I was like, yes, the woman was angry because nobody was responding, and I'm not gonna lie. Some people did tell me, like, maybe I shouldn't have asked her this, but I did ask her this. I said, well, why would you continue to speak to something that's not speaking back to you? Like, and so she got upset after that. So then that's when Billy gonna say, he gonna ask Kelly talking about something. Now, Kelly, if somebody asked you that, would that make you upset? Kelly gonna say,
yes, it would. It sure would.
First of all, bitch, you was there. You was literally right outside. You was by the speaker. You heard everything that was going on. You did not intervene one time, not once. Well, it's not saying you could, because it ain't like you could yell in the speaker till I could hear you, so that's understandable. But you did not come inside. You sitting up there, oh, I wouldn't approve of that and this, that, and the third. You saying all this stuff, but you never once came in the store and sat down and talked to me and pulled me in the playroom. You never once did that. I never once saw you. You didn't even come into the store. But you heard everything what happened and what went down. But did you tell Carl about how you didn't come in the store and talk to me? You didn't say any of this. You could have told me that yourself before we even got on the phone. We shouldn't even had, to be honest, we didn't even had to get on the phone because you was there when everything went down. You could have came in the store, pulled me in the office. We could have got on the phone with Carl. And we could have did that right then and there. You never did that. You wanted to go on about your business. So let's fucking talk about it. Like, I'm not stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want to make you seem like, they want to make you feel like, oh, you just doing something so wrong. But it's like, bruh, this job is ghetto as fuck. This job is ghetto. Like, yeah, I cussed that woman the hell out. I sure did in front of her kids. I sure did. But to sit up here and everybody getting on the phone sound professional, and I get on the phone and sound professional, y'all not taking me serious. Y'all asking me, well, I felt like it happened a little more intense. I just sat up here and described to you everything that happened. I don't know what else you want me to tell you. Kelly was right there. I'm pretty sure she told you exactly what happened. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So that phone call really had pissed me off for real. And it had me looking at Billy different. Like, that's not my dog no more. Because Billy, you had me fucked up. Oh, Billy gonna say, I feel like it's other stuff. I feel like you're leaving out stuff. So just take this weekend off, because I think this happened on like a Friday or something like that. He was like, just take this weekend off and just come back in on Monday and we're gonna talk about it, and just make sure you try to remember like all the details and everything that happened. We're gonna try this again on Monday. No, the fuck we're not. No, the fuck we're not. We're not gonna try this on a fucking Monday. No, we're not. Like, if this phone call was not enough, and then honestly, I thought they were gonna fire me anyway. And that's why they had wanted me to come in. And I'm over here like, y'all not about to fire me from this bitch ass job. Like, I'm sorry, they just wasn't about to do that. Y'all not about to fire me from this bitch ass job. And when I say this bitch ass job is, bitch, I was been supposed to quit. I was been supposed to quit this motherfucking job. So I'm not about to get fired from no job I was been supposed to quit. That's like staying with a nigga you been was supposed to leave alone and he break up with you and leave your ass alone. No, you got me fucked up. So when they said that shit talking about come in Monday, I already had it made up in my mind I wasn't coming in Monday, because I already felt like they was gonna fire me. Like I told you, no, you're not. No, you're not. If anything needed to be said, it should have been said on that call. Everything was said on the call. Like, you had, like, us, all three of us being on the phone talking, it's not gonna make no difference. All three of us sitting in one room talking, it's not gonna make no difference. So I didn't understand why he talking about some, oh, take this weekend off and come in, we gonna still, no, well, I'm not gonna keep talking about this shit. I don't give a fuck. I'm not about to keep talking about this shit with this punk ass, stupid ass job. And especially since that woman came up to me talking crazy as fuck. I understand if I had a nasty ass attitude because I didn't want to be back there and I got started with her. But that woman thought she was finna come to my speaker talking crazy, and she didn't know I wasn't one of them. She ain't know that, but she found that out real quick. Because that's the strangest thing. You think you finna talk to me crazy, but when I say something now, it's, oh, I'm in front of my kids. So you think you could goddamn step to people and talk to people crazy in front of your kids, and people ain't gonna step to you. Yeah, all right, bitch. You better close their eyes. You better put your hand over their motherfucking face so they don't see you get your ass dragged. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so that happened. Phone call happened. I made up in my mind, like, I'm not coming back. So that's why I had quit McDonald's, and then come to find out I had talked maybe a week or two later, they wasn't even gonna fire me or whatever. They was gonna like give me a warning or whatever. Basically, they was gonna tell me if I got another complaint, they was gonna fire me. But I don't give a fuck. Like I said, and then plus I'm about to start my new job. Like, this is my dream job, y'all, and I'm making way more fucking money. And like, I get to do like YouTube and stuff like that. Like, my shit kind of popping right now. Like, I'm zoned in. I got tunnel vision. I'm not worried about the extra shit. But yeah, y'all, that's the story time why I quit McDonald's. Thank you if you made it all the way to the end of this video. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I really appreciate you. And I'm gonna see you in my next video.